Good day everyone. For this chapter, our lesson is NAPERY and alternatives. So according to Piat, my decorative notions are based on the traditional patterns that establish a rhythm. First, let's discuss about the chapter outline. First is the introduction. Number 2 is definitions of NAPERY terms. Number 3, requirements of a good quality NAPERY. Number 4, fabrics for NAPERY. Number 5, weaves. Number 6, determining the quantity. Number 7, specifications of NAPERY. Number 8, care and cleaning NAPERY. Number 9, substitutes to fabrics. Number 10, Philippine NAPERY. And number 11, suggest learning activities. For the learning objectives, after reading this chapter, the student should be able to define NAPERY and its components, enumerate the requirements of a good quality NAPERY, identify NAPERY fabrics, determine the quantity for selected NAPERY, describe the specifications for NAPERY, and name some alternatives and substitutes to fabrics. NAPERY is the food service term for table linen that includes tablecloths, napkin, placemats, and table runners. It provides not only color to the table setting, it also creates festive moods. Clean NAPERY assures the customers of a clean and safe place to dine. The use of NAPERY in food service operations involves considerable amount of money for its initial purchase and for laundering. However, benefits derived from investing on NAPERY outweigh costs for its enhance the appearance, the table, and food presentation. Use in NAPERY also protects the table from physical damages that may arise because of the frequent usage. Sa isa pong dine-in restaurant, isa ang NAPERY sa tinitingnan kung gaano kaganda ang service ng isang restaurant. May iba't ibang style ng NAPERY depende sa style or mood ng isang restaurant. So ano nga ba ang mga magagandang benefits kapag maayos at malinis ang iyong mga NAPERY? Or yung tablecloth, napkin, placemat, and table runners. Una na dyan ang nakaka-assure lang lahat ng guests na malinis at safe yung kakainan nila. At syempre, nakakatulong din ito for food presentations at potential risk and hazard. Now, let's all move on to the definitions of NAPERY terms. Una na dyan ang tablecloth. So, as you can see, it is a covering spread over a dining table before the table is set. So, ito yung una nating nilalagay sa pag nagsiset up tayo ng table. So, ang susunod naman ay ang top cloth or overlay. The term for the one tablecloth layered over another. So, ito yung pagkatapos ng tablecloth, ito yung pinapatong natin sa ibabaw, yung overlay. Next is the napkin. A piece of cloth used the table to wipe the lips or fingers and protect the cloths. So, familiar naman tayo sa napkin. Maraming pwedeng paggamitan ng napkin. Pwedeng gamitin ng guest at pwede din nating gamitin ito kapag nagsiserve na tayo ng wine. Next is the placemat. A tabletop cloth or a fabric for an individual place in a table setting. So, ito yung pinapatong natin sa table bago natin ilagay yung mga pinggan at iba pang mga gamit. So, the last one is the table runner. A length of fabric that is placed down the center of a table over a tablecloth to introduce a complementary print and accentuated color to the tabletop. It is sometimes referred to as decomats that run the length of the table. So, ito yung mahabang tela na nilalagay natin usually sa mga long table. Maganda siya kasi doon natin pinapakita yung magagandang print na nakakabagay sa isang restaurant.
Good day everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the requirements of a good quality NAPERY. It should be well washed at high temperature to remove the stains, resulting in a spotless, clean cloth. So, isa sa mga requirements sa pagpapanatiling maayos ng ating fabric is to remove stains Alam naman natin na ang stains is our common problem for our fabrics. So if you're going to wash it using high temperature, it requires about 120 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. If warm, it should be 85 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. And for oily stains, for cold water is more helpful for detergent to remove oily stains. So why do we need to know about the right temperatures of our water for removing stains? This is to prevent damage and long life of our fabrics. Also, one of the requirements of a good quality of napery is to retain stability of color. Dito naman, sa pagpapanatili ng ating linens, dapat alam natin kung ano yung tamang detergent na nagpapanatili at hindi nakakasira ng tela at kulay ng ating linens. Dapat ito'y maging attractive appearance and feel good to touch and smell like well laundered. Fabrics for napery. The fabrics from which napery is usually has a fiber base that is either cellulose, plant, or protein, animals, or insects. Example of cellulose-based fibers are cotton, flax, and hemp, while silk and wood fall under the category of protein-based fibers. Cellulose fibers made from bark, woods, or leaves, or plants, or from other plants-based materials. Ito yung mga materials na ginagamit sa paggagawa ng tela na like polyester at iba pa, nagawa sa protein of plants and animals. The two types of fiber reacts difference to heat, moisture, and dye variables, which is some influences their usage or sustainability characteristics of fibers. However, may be modified by treatments such as mercerizations of cotton and lining to form smoother shined fibers which with increased strength and affinity for dyes. However, mercerization in textile is chemical treatment applied to cotton fibers to permanently impart a greater affinity for dyes in various chemical finishes. This process also gives cotton cloth increased tensile strength and greater absorptive properties. These are the fabric treatment for examples. They may be treated to make them softer, water resistant, or to enhance dye penetration. Generally, finishing process includes the three basic stages. These are washing and drying, stabilizing, and pressing. In this method, fabric are cleaned thoroughly and prepared for dyeing and coloring. After that, fabric is subjected to a lot of forces and sometimes stirred. This is to prevent further sinkage, creates desired finished surface, and ensure best possible condition for pressing. In that combination of heat pressures creates changes to the fabric surfaces, smoothing and compressing it to give it flat, glossy finish.
Good afternoon. I will be presenting the Lesson 9 Part 3, which is waves and selection of fabric. Waves. Each fabric has its advantages and disadvantages. In spite of its relativity, a napery of good quality must be color fast, stain resistant, is shrink proof. So ito daw po yung mga quality, ito yung dapat mga quality na ng fabric na ginagamit sa mga tabletop, lalo na sa mga restaurant. Yung mga color fast, ibig sabihin po yung hindi agad kumukupas, yung hindi pag nilaban siya, hindi kumakalat yung kulay, hindi nahalo sa tubig, tsaka kahit laban siya ng regularly, hindi kumukupas yung kulay niya, lalo na sa matitingkad na kulay. Stain resistance, ito naman po yung yung mabilis matagkal yung mga mancha, halimbawa matapunan ng juice, ng sauce, or wine, ganun, mabilis siyang matatagkal. Tapos yung madali din pong labhan, tsaka shrink proof. Standard waves used for most tabletop fabric is satin waves, a plain unadorned texture. Ang satin wave po ay itong color pink sa baba. Ganito po yung pattern ng satin wave. Another kind of wave is the mask that has an elaborate design on both sides, which gives the material a rich and lustrous look. Double damask refers to two cloths of thick textile that are woven together, resulting to a final fabric that is heavier and more durable. A type of wave that looks like a cross-stitch produces mommy cloth. Ang damask po ay itong nasa right side. Siguro po familiar na po ito sa atin kasi nakakita din po ako nito ginagamit nung pagsiset up halimbawa sa catering. Doon ko ito madalas nakikita kasi ganito din yung ginamit ng JS namin. Tapos ganito din po yung ginagamit namin pag set up sa kasal or debut. Tapos ito po yung satin waves, yung makintab po siya tingnan. Mas familiar po tayo dito sa satin waves. There are also non-woven fabrics like spun-bonded nylon and spun-lace polyester fiber. These textiles are strong, well-worn, durable, wrinkle-resistant, and are able to easily recover their shape. On the other hand, these are not absorbent. Ito naman pong non-woven fabrics, parang kagaya po ng mga telang ginagamit sa halimbawa sa face mask or yung ginagamit ng medical, yung ginagamit na gown ng mga doktor. Parang ganun yung tela niya. Kasi mas ito po yung fabric na hindi ginamitan ng waves. Parang nabuo siya by compress or ginagamitan din ng para yung something na para magdikit-dikit yung kanyang yung kanyang nylon. Spun-bond fabrics are produced by depositing extruded spun filaments onto a collecting belt in a uniform, random manner, followed by bonding the fibers. The fibers are separated during the web laying process by air jets or electrostatic charges. So, ganito po yung process kung paano siya nabubuo. Yung fiber, yung mga hibla-hibla po niya, parang iwahiwalay siyang, parang binagsak lang siya na nakakalat. Tapos, parang may pressure doon na yun yung bumubuo, yun yung nagdidikit-dikit para mabuo yung fabric. So, sinasabi din po dito na yung gantong tela, ay mas matibay, tsaka wrinkle resistant, yung nare-recover din po agad yung flatten nung tela niya kahit siya, tsaka mas durable. Hindi siya nakaka-absorb ng tubig or any liquid. Mababasa siya pero hindi siya yung kagaya ng cotton na na-absorb. So, madali siyang punasan kahit hindi siya malabahan kaagad. Selection of fabrics. In selecting fabrics for table use, the following factors need to be considered. Wave patterns appropriate for the concept, color, and style of service. Dapat daw po yung wave patterns na gagamitin natin is angkop dun sa theme, color, and style ng service. Halimbawa, casual dining lang naman yung resto, yung food service. Pag casual lang, mas appropriate po sa ganun yung mga polyester fabric. Pero kung pang fine dining restaurant, more on cotton fabrics or satin fabrics po yung dapat gamitin. Resistance to soiling and fading, color fastness. Ito naman yung hindi dumihin na tela. Yung hindi din siya kapitin ng dumi at hindi kumukupas kaagad yung kulay. Hindi nagmumukhang luma yung kulay kahit regular siyang nilalabhan. Next, strength and durability to withstand heavy use and regular laundering. So, ito naman yung dapat daw po matibay, tsaka durable lahat ng fabric na gagamitin natin, tsaka heavy use. Yung pangmatagalan po ba, kahit ito nga, kahit regular siyang labahan, hindi siya yung nanunot-not kaagad, hindi yung napupunit kaagad, tsaka hindi yung hindi may tela po kasi na habang tumatagal numinipis, tapos parang umagas pang yung tela. Next, quality of finish, edging, and stitching. Yung quality po nung pagkakatahi, hindi po dapat sinasawalang bahala yung edging, kasi kasi meron po iba na ginupit lang yung tela tapos ginagamit na siyang pang tabletop. Dapat po yun ay tinatahi. Tsaka yung edge niya, dapat yung sukat ng tela, pag pinatong na siya sa table, sakto yung lapat niya dun sa floor. Kaya dapat sinusukat din po yun. Mas okay daw po kapag may excess ng kaunti yung tela pagtatay, para hindi siya bitin. Dapat taklob yung paanong table pag nilagyan na siya ng tabletop. Tsaka dapat maganda yung pagkakatahi, kasi nanunot-not, parang natatastas, para hindi siya matastas kaagad kahit laban siya ng labahan at kahit ilang beses siyang gamitin. Then, easy of replacement, matching, and repair. Ito naman yung madali siyang tagkalin, madali pong bagayan kahit i-pair mo siya sa ibang kulay. Yung hindi mahihirapan yung food service sa pagbabagay ng tela. Kahit alimbawa yung red, pwede siya sa white, pwede siya sa black, yung mape-pair siya sa lahat. Yun lang po at maraming salamat.
Good day, my topic is determining the quantity. The size and shape of the table in the dining room will determine the size of napery needed. Choose the correct size by adding 8 to 12 inches to the size of tabletop. As a rule for each tablecloth or napkin in use, 5 others will be required to allow for collection, washing, return, resting, and reserve. Thus, the minimum requirement of table linen is 6 times the number of tablecloths. The napkin, 3 per chair, should be sufficient. Table 24, ipipresent ko sa inyo standard size of tables and tablecloths. Common dimension of tablecloth drops are 12 for square tables and 6 for round tables. So, meron tayong tatlong different shape ng table, which is square, rectangle, and round. The size of table square is 24 by 24 and the tablecloth size is 40 by 40. Meron pang mga iba. And sa rectangle naman, the size of table is 40 by 58 and the tablecloth size is 52 by 70. Marami pang iba. And sa round naman is the table size is 40 round and the tablecloth size is 52. So meron pa din mga ibang sizes. Placemats provide an individual setting which can be used to add to the theme of the dining functions. The mats may be textiles, double plain web, banded or Bentley coated for easy cleaning after use. A rule of thumb for placemats would be the rule of 3, or bury placemat on a table. There should be a clean one in the inventory awaiting use and a third one on the laundry. Presented in figure 40, ito yung nasa next topic, are some options with table runners after measuring correctly that the preferred dimensions based on the size and shape of the table. In the same illustration, table runners are laid across the length or the width of the table, such that they provide the background for the covers. They could also be used without the tablecloths, especially when the tabletop is of special finish. The previous chart shows standard size of tables and tablecloths. Preferred dimension of tablecloths drop are 12 for square tables, 6 for round tables. This may not always be possible unless custom tables are used. So meron pa dito mga ibang table sizes, which is rectangular or round. Yan yung mga size ng table niya. Saka sa rectangular and round. So ito naman yung mga sizes ng tablecloths. Ito yung sa 60 round table, 72 round table, and 6 rectangular table. Then ito rin yung 8 rectangular table. Yan yung mga size ng tablecloths.
Good day everyone, I am going to discuss the specification for NAPERY. Quality, durability, and cost are the most important consideration to be highlighted when purchasing NAPERY. Durability in NAPERY is measured by the length of time that a particular item in use. The factors affecting durability are as follows: type of wave, construction of the fabric used, and weight. Kapag magpe-purchase ka ng NAPERY, yung mga dapat mong i-consider ay yung quality, durability, at cost. Nasusukat naman yung durability ng NAPERY kung gaano na ba katagal nagamit yung item. And yung mga factors na nakaka-apekto sa durability ng NAPERY ay ang type of waves, construction of the fabric, use, and weight. Raymond Pederon has set a sample specification for tablecloths and napkins based on the consideration below. Tablecloths and napkins should be ordered pre-shrunk ordering. If ordering to the cut size, the shrinkage will reduce tablecloth dimensions as much as 4 inches and napkins by as much as 2 inches. Sa tablecloths and napkin naman, dapat naka-arrange siya according sa shrinkage or pagliit niya. Kasi kung ibibase natin yun sa cut size, kada gamit natin, possible pa na lumiit yung tela. At least, alam natin yung inches na kayang iliit ng tela. Kapag alam natin yung kung gaano kalaki yung kayang shrinkage ng isang tela. Tablecloth and napkins of the best quality are made of coffer damask, 2-layer stick, weighing 10 ounces or more per square yard. They will have about 200 threads per square inch and shrink less than 10%. Yung the best quality naman ng tablecloth and napkin ay gawa sa coffer damask. Meron siyang 2-layer stick. May bigat na 10 ounces or more per square yard. Meron siyang 200 threads per square and lumiliit lang siya ng less than 10%. Ito nga pala yung example ng coffer damask. Specify a 64-pound or greater seam strength appropriate to the type of material and the weight of or least 4 ounces per square yard and on single thickness materials. At saka, table napkin. Care and cleaning NAPERY. NAPERY that is laundered on premise should be tested using a variety of detergents and bleach concentration to determine its chemical reaction on the fabric. Supplies of NAPERY should provide instruction for washing, cleaning, and ironing. Sa paglalaban naman ng NAPERY, dapat i-test natin yung different varieties ng detergents tsaka bleach para ma-determine natin yung chemical reaction niya dun sa fabric. And yung mga suppliers, dapat nagpo-provide sila nung instruction kung yung fabric na ba yun ay pang hand wash lang, pwedeng ipa-laundry, or pwedeng planchahin.
Substitutes to fabrics. Disposable table covers and napkins may also be used over fabrics in quick service restaurants, takeout settings, self-service cafeterias, and other less formal types of dining places. They are relatively cheap and available in various designs and colors. Alright, so as you can see for our example is this disposable table cover. Usually disposable table covers goes with this kind of color. So based upon my experience on checking on disposable tablecloths, so they are usually like a plastic and usually soft and a little bit durable. And aside from that, as you can see, there is a disposable table napkin. So you are already familiar with this and I don't have to explain furthermore about this thing. For casual dining, vinyl cloths or tile-top tables are popular alternatives to fabrics. Exposed tabletops with place setting and disposable napkins in quick-service restaurants not only delight the customer because of its speedy and convenient cleanup. In addition to this, the table itself is used as a marketing tool by management. Vinyl and similar materials can be purchased like fabrics and be made to fit the dining table sizes. So for vinyl cloth, so it was also purchased just like fabric, so it can be per yards, and based upon my knowledge, so it is its texture is more durable than usual disposable tablecloth, and it is more thicker than it. Now for the tile top table, so it is usually seen in an outside or outdoor dining, so it is more easier to clean rather than or other than the tablecloths. Usually tile top table was used because its durability, its presentability, and it is more cost efficient to use. Philippine napery. In local settings, specifically in Ilocos region, there are weavers of tablecloths, runners, placemats, and napkins. The sizes and dimensions are not standard so that these are not regularly used by commercial food service operations like hotels and restaurants. However, when the occasion calls for a local ambience, the native napery is put to use for table settings. So this is the example of Ilocos weaving. So this was traditional, and this is example of table runners. In Baguio City, there are also native craftsmen who specialize in table runners, placemats, and napkins. Similar to the Ilocano weavers, they do not follow any standard size and shape for this product. However, the hand-woven texture fabric with traditional design and motif are authentic and are very colorful, so much so that they are served as an accent to table setting. Machine-embroidered tablecloths with coordinated napkins are produced in province of Bulacan. These napery items are very exquisite and elegant, but its prices are stiff. For this reason, they are usually only for very special events and in not so very ordinary places. White is usually the color of the napery for a formal theme, but pastel colors are featured created festive foods for fiestas and other celebrations.